Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to today's Smackdown review and kind of opinions because Unseen overran so much, and it really did overrun. I was hoping Unseen would be about half an hour long, 35 minutes, came out as 55 minutes long, and it only came out as 55 minutes if I actually sped it up a little bit as well, so had to do a little bit of editing in there. There was a little bit that got added after. All of that took time. It resulted in the file being bigger, which then meant it took longer to upload. It was a flipping nightmare, right? It was a nightmare of an Unseen. I've even hurt my hand a little bit because I've typed that much. The timestamps, my hand legitimately hurts. I don't know what it's called. Like repetitive strain in this. It is because of writing, by the way. But yeah, like typing. So I just did not get a chance to ask for your feedback. If I don't do it as soon as the stream ends, I just don't get a chance to do it. So I really do need to run as well soon because, as I said on the live stream, I've got the family round today. So it's just a big nightmare. But that's not why you're here. You're here to talk about SmackDown. So you've only got my thoughts on this one. We will be back to normal on Monday with our Raw review and opinions, and I will get the feedback request out for that. All the matches you scored as goods. There was nothing here that blew your mind. The first match, the 6-woman tag match, you said that was good 92%. I thought that the moment that Tiffany said, "I want to be champion," was really mind-blowing. Like, that actually blew my mind because I think for her to come out and say to Candice, "I want to be champion," sort of confirms that she's trying to cash in on Nia, and it sort of confirms that this is what she's doing. And of course, Nia can't afford to have that around her. So there could be big repercussions for that. It was only during Unseen that it dawned on me she can explain it by saying that she was trying to cash in for the women's tag titles. She was actually trying to turn this 6-woman match into a championship match so that she could cash in, and then the belts would be active, and then if they could get the pin, then as a group they could become tag team champs, including Tiffany Stratton. So she can explain it that way, I suppose. Didn't dawn on me that at the time. But, yeah, I would say the whole Tiffany thing where she keeps coming down and, like, we saw it at a house show where she's, like, teasing a cash-in. Like, at some point, Nia's going to lose it with her. At some point, Nia's going to realise what's actually going on here. And who knows, maybe we've crossed that bridge already. Perhaps that's not what Tiffany's going to say, and perhaps Nia will, kick her off to a different brand, maybe. Don't know, not sure. Very interesting. But we'll have to see how that plays out. Obviously, the faces get in the win. The whole mystery as to who attacked Jade, I wish there was some updates. I just sort of feel like, well, we don't know, do we? And no one's really given us any kind of clues. So people are talking about, is it Charlotte? Is it Naomi? Is it Bianca? Is it so many different people? But there's never any update. Like, it's been weeks and weeks and weeks now, and we're still no closer. I mean, really, there's not really much for us to do but just wait to see who it is that gets revealed. I wish there was some clues. I wish there was some stuff for us to dig our teeth into. Maybe some kind of silhouette or something. Maybe there was some footage, but you just can't quite make out who it is. I wish it was a little bit more Nightbirds, where we could do some degree of investigating and actually have something to get our teeth into. But instead, it just feels a bit flat because, well, we don't know. Because it could be anybody, because WWE could make it anybody, and there's no clues or anything. So, yeah, a little bit frustrating in that regard. But I would say the Open went a bit long. I would say the Tiffany moment was quite interesting. Backstage bit, not so much. With the whole who beat up Jade, it's, I just don't feel like we're getting anywhere. So the start was okay. It was okay. Next match, Braun against Austin Theory. This got good 96% it was okay. A couple of moments where Theory was like picking up Braun was quite exciting. He never quite managed to do it, like actually get him into the middle of the ring. But, Theory is very, very strong. So, if at some point he can do that, I mean, if Theory was a babyface and he was on his own and he was able to do that, he would get a great reaction for that. So, I don't know, maybe a little glimpse as to what the future might look like for a babyface Austin Theory. I've got to think that when Theory and Grayson split, it'll be Grayson that stays heel. So the future looks pretty good for a babyface Austin Theory, to be honest. Match was fine. Didn't really get anything from it. You lot said it was good 96%. Then we had Street Profits against Garza and Berto. I've got no idea why they listened to Pretty Deadly. No idea why they thought that was a good idea to just believe what Pretty Deadly are saying. But it ended up with this match. Had a nice energy to it. It had a nice pace to it. You lot said it was good 98%. And actually, Sami against Carmelo, our main event, you scored that exactly the same. Good 98%. I would say this show was pretty skippable. Not really much of note in here until you actually get to the end of the main event. And then obviously the Kevin and Cody segment after that. So at the end of the main event, of course, we had Braun come out. He dealt with Carmelo. That's when the Bloodline attacked Sami. Braun would then come to Sami's aid. That's when we get this amazing moment between Braun and Jacob. Braun and Jacob standing opposite each other might have just been the moment of the night. I mean, it was so good. So good. Really enjoyed that. And then, of course, the rest of the Bloodline attack Braun, and then they attack Sami, and that is the end of that. Then we get to Cody coming out, interrupting Kevin, saying that he wants this ladder match. Nick Aldis makes the match for the Royal Rumble, which I was quite surprised at. I thought it was going to be in 2 weeks' time, or maybe Saturday night's main event. I didn't realise we were going to have it so far into the future. But it's been made for the Royal Rumble. And yeah, I think Cody wins. Obviously, all the talk is Cody Cena for the title, maybe Cody Rock for the title. These Royal Rumble championship matches are always very difficult because really by this point, you're probably not going to change champion. There are a few occasions where we have, of course. We know The Fiend lost his championship to Goldberg around this time of year. We know that The Rock got the title off CM Punk around this time of year. We know Sergeant Slaughter beat Ultimate Warrior around the Royal Rumble. I think it was at the Royal Rumble, actually, 1991. So, I mean, you can get title changes around this time, but it's unlikely, to be honest. I mean, normally by this point, they like to have champions going in that have been champions for quite a while. So I can't see Cody losing the belt to Kevin. I can't see him losing the belt. Not when all of the rumors for WrestleMania are that we're going to be doing Cody versus Cena, or Cody versus Rock, or Cody versus Roman, or Cody versus Randy, or Cody versus someone for the title. That's the only downer, really. I do expect Cody to get the win. But yeah, I mean, even so, we got a big match announcement for the Royal Rumble. We had that great stare down between Braun and Jacob. But it is true, all of these things you could have easily got from like a 2-minute video package. I mean, really, the highlights of tonight's show wouldn't take you long to get through. If you missed this episode, I'd say there's a couple of bits you need to catch up on. Other than that, it feels very much like an end of December episode where it's just let's get through to 2025 and let's get through to next week's 3-hour show, which is going to be good. I think next week where we go to 3 hours, that's going to be significant. And also, of course, Raw on Netflix. We know how big that show is going to be. Chelsea Green segment felt a bit flat, a little bit disappointing. Kind of was hoping that would be a bit bigger, to be honest, or certainly funnier. I thought what she was wearing was great, but really outside of that didn't do a great deal. Backstage, we had, Sami saying he wants the bloodline. We had A-Town Down Under still upset about what happened last week with Braun trashing the sets. That obviously led to Theory and Braun. Grayson was, I don't know what he was wearing. That was getting a few people talking. But yeah, I mean, look, you can carve it up lots of different ways. There's really not much here that I think was that captivating. I think score-wise, probably like a 5.5. I mean, this is easily a below-average show. But it does get saved by the fact that I don't think there was any bad matches. There was no matches where I was like, oh, God, this is stinking the place out kind of a thing, you know. I thought the matches all had moments in them. They were good, you know, they were fine. And then I think the ending, I think that really helps as well. I think that really helps. So with all of that kind of coming together, I'm feeling like a 5.25, 5.5, somewhere around that ballpark. But to be honest, not a show that I'll ever revisit. And bigger things, much bigger things, are not far away. So there we go. That was today's SmackDown review. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for joining us for the watch along. I don't think I'll be around much on Saturday because I've got the family coming over, hence why I can't put up a feedback request now. I need to really start getting some stuff done, ready for the family coming over. But I will be back to normal on Sunday, of course. And of course, we will be back on Monday with that Raw watch along. So thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. And score-wise, you can see, yeah. Had we have gone to people's opinions, I think, yeah, this is kind of where we would have been, to be honest. This is kind of how the score would have played out. So I think a lot of people feeling that this show was average at best. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.